course, we don't want to give spoilers, and also we don't want to give the whole anime away. But the main plot of the anime is that Bojji. Hello and welcome to episode 43 of Jobless Weebs. I'm Marco, the Virtual Mexican, your host for today, and with me today,
Brian.
Hey Brian, how are you?
Oh, doing pretty good. I started another place of work, so hopefully that'll be better than the last one. So I think I'm pulling through, maybe. But of course, I'm holding true to our podcast, Jobless Weebs.
You better.
No matter what I do in my life. Yeah. Yep.
Well, what do you think that if we jump right to the topic of today's episode?
I'm really excited for this one.
Okay, so the anime for today is one anime from last season, meaning winter 2022. Well, it actually started on fall 2022.
Yes, because it was a 2-core.
2021, sorry.
Yeah, fall 2021 and continued until just recently.
Yeah. We've talked a little bit about it in previous episodes in what we'll be watching and which other animes we're watching, like around episode 20 something, I believe. So it's been a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that has been. Wow.
Yeah, we talk a little bit about it. It's Ranking of Kings. We did cover up just a little bit of it because it was just so enticing and
it was
intriguing.
Yeah, because it was just like a hidden gem, and then it exploded onto the scene. Like it was amazing.
Sadly, it has probably suffered the fate that every anime suffers at the end of its season, which is long forgotten until they announce a season 2 or a movie.
Unfortunately.
Because that happened to my Dressed Up Darling, even though it was the best. Though there's a season 2 announced for that one.
There is.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good. Because I like Dressed Up Darling. Wait. Ooh. I wonder if they'll have to wait to produce it because the manga isn't too far, I would say.
I think they can.
They could probably manage it.
They can probably manage 12
Looking
more
at
episodes.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yes. Looking at where they ended here and then seeing what's in the future. Yeah, that one is a good show. I like it. But
I mean, Ranking of Kings,
yes.
It, as you said, it's a hidden gem
because when we first saw it, the art style was, I think we compared it to something else. I can't remember what we compared it to, but
I think we did.
Yeah, and it just it looked very
kind of like old school.
Old school, yeah. It was old school style. It had really cool, soft or warm colors, I would say. Yeah, kind of like an old school animation style.
The animation itself was, I mean, says the guy who knows a lot about drawing.
Oh, sure.
But it was
or any of how it works.
Right.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
But it was simple. I mean, I don't mean this in a bad way. I mean it in like a simple is good.
Yeah, a simplistic style.
And if you go and read the manga, like the character design is even more simplistic, and there's nothing bad with that. There have been animes with worst art, but the story is good, like One Punch Man.
Oh, yep. One Punch Man. Yep. Oh, and well, actually, and that's also kind of a running gag too, with Saitama being drawn with an egghead. But yeah, case in point. Yeah, that's a good.
And so, Ranking of Kings, it's based off a manga with the same name, and currently the manga has, I think, 12 volumes, 12 or 15 volumes. It's still running. And the anime has 23 episodes, and it was adapted up until volume 10, I believe.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
10.
Right now, so available,
good amount.
Translated, available, it's only up to volume 5.
Ah, okay. So that's a bit behind.
So yes, the translated manga, it's behind from the anime. Let's just do what we always do with these animes.
Yes.
Let's go with the reviews, then the good, the bad, the amazing, and
we'll dive in.
What can we expect like in the future?
Yes.
So for the review, in the review, we have Bojji. This probably somewhere here. Bojji, it's a prince. At the beginning, we see him walking around the kingdom in his undies.
His underpants, yep. Yeah, and just strolling along without a care in the world, too. Yep. And he's kind of a small, for his age, he's kind of a small boy, and just
delicate.
Kind of, yeah, you could say delicate, yeah. And along with that carefree attitude, very, I would say happy-go-lucky even, I would say, from just that initial image of him.
He is also deaf and mute, which is surprising for the genre of the anime.
Yeah. Could you classify it as like a shonen?
I think I would classify it as a shonen.
Yeah, I would too. Shonen, fighting anime. And yeah, super rare. Like, I could probably count on my hand the other types of stories like that. But yeah, for him to be deaf and mute, basically, super rare. So yeah, that really surprised me right from the get-go.
Yes, because I mean, one of the other things is like Shounen Protagonist.
Oh,
they must
always
be
loud,
annoying.
They must talk
well, not
all the
annoying,
time.
but like they have certain characteristics that make them stand out.
Yeah, as a shonen protagonist. Yeah.
And I don't really think that there are many characters in anime that are deaf and mute, other from like the silent voice, which that's more of a slice of life slash shoujo.
Right. Yeah, slash shoujo. Yeah. And it's a movie too.
Right.
But yeah, the manga, there's quite a few volumes. But yeah, it's like, so it's pretty amazing that they have this character in this show. It's almost as if they're trying to show a shonen story in a new light, almost. Kind of exploring a different path of what makes a character someone to look up to, almost.
I mean, I was very surprised because like one of the few things that you see like in characters, be it like isekai or power fantasy or shonen, it's always that the main character in fantasy ones is like it's OP.
Yes.
Or in isekai, like they always have this hidden ability that makes them stand out from everyone and be the most powerful beings on Earth. And
right, or maybe not Earth as we know it, but
and their only weakness is like they don't know how to talk with girls, or they are sociably awkward, or they are commoners.
Yeah, or outcasts even in the classroom or in the kingdom.
Yeah.
In the new place. But
in this one, Bojji, he's like, he's royalty.
He's royalty. He's in the castle. even though he might not be respected, he is cherished, I would say. Though it is hard to see at times.
Yes.
It's so hard to like some characters at some points, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
but yes, yeah,
we can move on.
Yeah,
So
totally.
the reason why Bojji was walking almost naked
Yes.
through the kingdom is because he made a friend, or at least what he thinks he made.
Yeah.
There's this black stain. I don't really know how to properly call it.
Yeah. It's really, really weird. He's like, maybe there's a picture here. He's like two huge eyes in this little figure 8 type body. He's basically just a thief, and we get to learn more of his background as like one of the Shadow Clan. But he's taking Bojji's things and clothes from him.
Yeah, and so essentially, what was his name again?
Oh, Kage.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And essentially, Kage, he has roughly, I believe, the same age as Bojji.
Oh.
That's what I think.
Okay.
And so
you might be right.
Throughout the anime, we're given a background of Kage, as you said, but at the beginning he is just like taking advantage of Bojji, kind of like,
he's literally
hey,
saying,
I can be your friend, but as your friend,
give me your stuff.
You have to give me your stuff, 'cause, like
Bojji.
like bros look out for each other, and Bojji is like,
or I guess so, yeah. And Bojji's like, yeah, okay, and to him, that is a friendship for him. As funny as it seems.
And so Bojji also has a brother. His brother's name is Daida, and he's his half brother.
Yeah.
Because his dad, he is a giant. He remarried, and he now has a half brother.
Yeah.
And his brother is this little coin-scented jerk.
Very conceited.
That the moment you see him, or at least that was for me, the moment I saw him, I was like, this jerk, I want to slap you so hard.
Yeah, he does have a very haughty appearance right from the get-go. And the family dynamic is pretty important to Daida and Bojji, because Bojji is the older brother, but Daida is the younger brother. So Bojji is in line to the throne. Yeah, you could say in terms of what a king should be like, he's like the more fit. You could say.
I guess if you were to, find the stereotypes of a king, it's like, Daida seems like, like the one person who fits those standards. But like in this world where Bojji lives, and they don't say a lot until later on, there's this ranking, hence the name of the anime, where the kings of all the kingdoms are ranked to see like which one is the strongest. And I think that the reason they do that is because they kind of like battle with the gods of the world.
They did, yes. In the history, there were gods that kind of like ruled among some of the people. So there were some like wizards, and of course giants and whatnot, and they like fight them off. But this ranking is given to these kings kind of to show like their just like power overall.
Right,
I would
like,
say,
who's better?
Yeah, who's better? And then I think they explain in the first couple episodes the advantages to having a king with a higher ranking. It's like better to provide protection, more stability to like the kingdom and other things like that. So of course you want a higher rank.
Right. Of course, we don't want to give spoilers, and also we don't want to give the whole anime away. But the main plot of the anime is that Bojji doesn't get to be the king. And so he decides to go on a journey to learn how to be a king and also to become stronger. Because by the time that he gets the news that he's not the king, that his brother was going to be a king, there's some internal affairs going on pretty much
intrigue.
It's what the anime it's all about at the end.
Yep. Oh, and so much betrayal too. Oh, I can't believe it. Well, like, okay, yes, yeah, it definitely builds up, but there are lots of plots that go around and around and interweave. But yeah, at the end, it all comes together in Bojji.
Yeah. One of the things that I liked though from that anime was the good management of cliches.
Yeah.
You know, because
like the duo who are like best buds, but then they have like their problems to get through.
Yeah. I mean, some of the like classic cliches that I remember is like those characters that you thought they were bad, but turns out that they were just misunderstood from your point of view, and they were good.
Like the main villain.
Like the main villain, like Bojji's mom.
Bojji. Okay, she's fascinating too. I want to mention, she also kind of seemed like the way Daida seemed at first, very haughty. I guess it's like a familial resemblance.
Right.
Maybe. They're very sharp nose. But she's also a tsundere. So it's very funny to see that coming together and like her being very stern and harsh to Bojji, but then also at the end you kind of understand that she has a lot of affection for her sons. But yeah, it's very funny to see that cliche character, but it's rewritten as like a very caring mother.
Yeah. I mean, one of the other cliches that I wanted to mention was almost at the end of the anime, when Hylian was being attacked by all the beasts.
Yes.
How there was a part that like everything seemed lost, and you're like, Butch is gonna come now, and then it's gonna beat the crap out of everyone, and it's like, and like it's gonna come now. Freaking Butchie, where are you?
Okay, yes. I do want to say that also got me too, because like there were so many things happening, and like you think this is the worst. He will show up.
Like at least it won't get worse. It did
get worse. So I want to mention that there's a guy who loses his leg. At that part specifically, and that's like, and it's not just like anime, like you get hurt, you get better, or like or something like that, like with crazy powers or whatnot. But of course, there is magic and healing in this anime, like with magical powers. But for him, there was no time to get that leg like put back on. So
because you would think like, okay, you're like you can put it back and like if nothing happened, it's like
that's
he lost it.
And so that did kind of subvert that type of expectation.
And like to put it into conclusion for like the overview of the anime. Bojji has to go on a journey. He's betrayed. He somehow manages to find his way.
He has a master to teach him a new.
He has a master. His master turns out to be also a prince.
Oh yeah, and a demigod. Crazily enough. Oh man, but yes,
that story
isn't
was
that weird? Oh, I
kind of like reminded me of Zeus,
and
Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades killing Kronos.
It was insane. It reminded me of that mythos for sure.
Because even his brother could control like a thunder.
Lightning. So let's see, Despa, Okan, and Desha. I think Desha was the one with the lightning.
King Desha was.
Oh, so weird. But yes, after that, Bojji, he comes back from his journey, and it actually takes a while. Like it feels realistic for that. He's coming back, and then
he also he doesn't, but the audience learns why he was so small and delicate.
Even though he's a
giant,
a son of a giant. So he should be a giant, a full giant. But it was a pretty good reason too, and that also links to the main villain also, in a roundabout way. But because there are some things going on in King Bosse's life,
which is Bojji's dad, and and so the anime is just a big mess. So
it is
kind of like it worked out like all the episodes.
It did, and it all comes together
because it also gave you like this sense of mystery. Of like why is that guy, like why is that king doing those things, since he seemed like a good father.
He's right, and then he totally like uses
he goes bonkers,
like what the heck. But then you do see some of that intrigue where it's like, oh, maybe they're going against like the big bad evil girl or something. But it's way crazy. The betrayals are surprising whenever they happen. There are quite a few spoilers, but yes, there are quite a few things. Oh my, it's so surprising. I remember I went like, what? And like tossed down my phone because I was so like, what? Well, yes, there are some parts that you think Bojji will die.
Oh yeah.
So that really threw me for a loop.
I mean, he has plot armor, but
yes.
But the author managed to make the plot armor
very
kind of
vulnerable.
fragile.
Very vulnerable. Very fragile. Oh my, so good. Wow.
I mean, and at the end of the anime, like Bojji becomes a king. Maybe not. I mean, he did for like 5 minutes.
Yes, he did. For 5 minutes. He becomes a king, and then something else happens. So, looking forward, there are some things in the ranking of kings that might develop, and because I don't think Bojji was ever put on the ranking.
No, he wasn't.
Okay, I was trying to remember if he was or wasn't, but yeah, he wasn't. Yeah.
But
that
he
is still
was
to be
he
seen.
was addressed as the strongest person alive.
He was, yeah, that's right. Because everyone recognized his strength when he came back, and I would like to say that it was his self-confidence that gave him strength. Despa gave him the power to believe in himself. I would say that was amazing. But yes, yeah, the ranking is still. Well, actually, there was a change in ranking at the very end. Yeah, with King Desha, that happens, but then it's still a mystery at the end.
When Bojji comes back from his journey, he saves the kingdom. Like, everything seemed like it was fixed after he fought his father.
Things are put back in their place the way they should be, and there was some evil forces tampered with that looks like it was righted. Hopefully it stays that way. With the demon, actually, that was a pretty surprising part for me. I think seeing the demon involved with King Bose, since he was such a good king to the people.
Yeah, I mean, because the anime started because of King Bose and Miranjo. And because Miranjo had like this toxic love. I mean, which I'm not saying that I'm excusing like her behavior, because Miranjo was the antagonist for most of the anime.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
So I'm not excusing like all the bad stuff she did, but it's like
all the wrongs that happened.
But it's like the wrongs that were done to her is like I could see, like, I mean,
it was.
I'm not saying that it's a standard story for a bad guy, but it's a good like beginning story for a bad guy.
It is. Oh yes, yeah. It's a good like origin story.
Right.
Oh my. Oh, it was so tragic. It was so sad. I couldn't even believe it.
Yeah,
what happened to her?
I wanted to show this anime to some people in my family.
Yes.
And after some of like the explicit stuff, it was like, I don't think they're gonna like it.
Yeah, like grinding the body up. Whoa, no. Yeah, I probably. Well, I mean, I did recommend it to my sister-in-law, but it was. Well, you know,
it was pretty early on, probably.
It was early on, yeah. But I mean, it was still a good recommendation. But oh well.
It is a good anime. I mean,
it's a good anime. Very highly.
I mean, Wit Studio made an amazing job with the fighting scenes.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Especially the last fighting scene.
Oh yes. Like as we mentioned, it has like a simplistic art style, but I want to say the fight scene had intense angles, like sideways. It had some angles from underneath a table to the mirror, because Miranjo, that whole thing was like, it was making the audience like really unsettled with all the weird angles and stuff. So yeah, I loved that.
Yeah, I mean, because Wit Studio made an excellent job, because it was not only like pictures, like colorful, intense pictures, like just standing. It was like actual moving objects.
Yeah. Oh yes.
So it's like
the wooden club. Oh my. Ooh. and Daida's face in that fight where he's like really angry. Well, Daida's face at least. But yes, the fight scene at the end was awesome. Wow. So good, so good.
Yeah, now for the characters, we've already discussed Bojji mostly, Kage.
The queen.
Her squire, like the guy that lost the leg. Daida, I think Daida was probably the one that changed the most. Miranjo, because Miranjo had
Miranjo,
like a complete 180.
She had a complete 180. Yeah, Daida, Daida had a huge change. I think seeing him change specifically in accepting or noticing his older brother, his strength, I think that was the most change that he had for his story, strength in just like using his weaknesses, or at least from Daida's perspective. Another character. We did talk about a little bit of the characters of Despa and his family.
Oh, the three brothers.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a messed up family because of the dad. And then let's see. And then there are also some minor characters like Gigan, the monster guy from the underworld. The underworld. That's also another important thing. The underworld is kind of like, it's kind of an odd place underneath the castle.
Right.
Some sort of a portal.
It seems like it's like hell.
Yeah, you could
and at
say
the same
it's hell.
time, not hell.
Yeah, because it's an actual place.
It's like a prison, right?
That's it. It's like a prison. Yes. Any races that are like not really on the surface, like those huge orcs, and then of course the Despa's family ruling over them. But yeah, they have an interesting kingdom down there. That's where Bojji goes to grow. Well, he's kind of forced to go there, but then he meets his master there, his teacher, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, he was meant to meet his teacher instead of the king, right? I think.
Yeah, that's right.
And the king was like, he's like, oh yeah, you're looking for my brother, okay.
yeah, he sends him away. Like, that was hilarious. That was such a funny thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the underworld was very cool. There's actually a thing in literature with traveling down to the underworld, especially with heroic epics. Like
Greek mythology or
Odysseus, the Iliad, things of that nature. The hero always goes down to the underworld, basically for them literally hell, and then meeting either past dead family or some other like heroes or other things from the past. And in literature it's called a catabasis, and it's very specific and very traditional. But yeah, I saw that this anime kind of parallels that literary device where he goes down to the underworld, literally. I thought that was a really cool connection that I saw.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it would be kind of like one of those epic tales from like the Greek mythology, because it's basically
mythology.
people fighting gods.
Yeah.
Like there's the underworld. There are like these strange beasts.
Yep.
That some of those beasts come from the underworld. So like in the epic tales, like there are a lot of beasts that come from the underworld.
Yeah. And that these heroes have to fight and vanquish.
So it's like, yeah, you know why like Ranking of Kings is kind of like a Greek epic tale turned like
anime.
into an anime or manga for the fact.
Sure. Yeah. That's right. And manga, and then the anime adaptation. Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay, and so last things. Why should people watch these?
Oh,
I mean, for starters, they should watch it if they like shonen.
Yes.
Like if they like shonen action
Fighting
and a bit
action.
of gory.
Oh yeah,
the gory is not as smart as other animes like Elfen Light or Tokyo Ghoul or
it's not vivid gore. It's very toned down violence.
But they do show some like blood.
Oh, they do. Yes.
So if
like Oaken.
So like if you don't like seeing blood in anime, it's like well, like sadly you will have to skip it. If you can put up with that, like just the character itself, like Bojji is like a shonen protagonist, deaf, mute, that it's crying all the time, but somehow you want to hug it or hug him instead of slapping him for always crying like Deku or Tanjiro.
Oh my, Deku. Yep.
I mean, that's my humble opinion.
That's
because it's like, Bojji is always crying, but it's like, who did this to my little Bojji? And
seriously,
Deku's always crying, and it's like,
get over it, Deku.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes. So the protagonist is you can feel empathy for him. So highly recommended for that specifically. I also would recommend it to anyone for anime fans, any fans of like family dynamics or family intrigue. This one is definitely a huge heavy hitter on that department.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it is right. 'Cause even the opening, the second opening.
Oh yes, the openings. Ooh yeah, they had really good second opening.
Yeah, because the second opening, I think it focuses a lot on like the family dynamics, which a lot of shonen animes.
Oh yeah,
they do not emphasize that a lot. Mainly because a lot of protagonists don't have family.
Right, yeah, in the sense that it's absent, Well, I mean, they do. Some of them do, but not in like a prevalent way. Of course, there are points and things that motivate some shonen protagonists, but it's not like super prevalent.
Yeah.
Like Daida and Bojji, you see them interact a lot, and they're half brothers. So very, close, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it seems that they had a good relationship if the crown was not involved.
Yeah, seriously. Like Daida, there was a flashback where he basically stands up for Bojji on the street randomly. When I guess Bojji was being harassed or being made fun of.
Right.
But Daida stepped in.
Yeah, so the mom, both mothers, like Bojji's real mom.
All three mothers, but yes, mainly the two.
Bojji's mom, like Bojji's and Daida's mom are like, what was her name? Healing?
Yeah. Healing Sama.
Healing and she had healing.
She has healing powers. Yeah, isn't that funny?
I just noticed that.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh yes.
And Miranjo's mom was also nice.
Oh yes, she was. Yeah, she had really good life advice.
Yeah, and I think one of the other things why people should watch this, it's that it has a lesson, and there are a few shonen animes that do have a lesson.
Oh yes, yeah, a lot do have like a life lesson.
Yeah. I mean, kind of like thinking back is like, Shounen Protagonist, like they do have a goal, and it's like there's some character development, but it's not like there's a life lesson that you can get out of. And with this one, it's like, or at least the one that I liked the most was like, judge the scene, not the sinner.
Yes. Yeah.
Which somehow sounds very different than when a religious person tells you.
Right, because somebody actually did say that exact line in this show. It was Bojji's mom, the giantess. Yeah. That is a good one.
Because it's like at the end, despite all the nasty stuff that Miranjo did, she was forgiven. I mean, she was told that she had to work hard.
Oh yeah,
to actually pay for what she'd done. Right. But it's not like
we hate you, never come back.
You took a life, then we're gonna take a life from you, which is
sure.
Like whenever something of that kind of like theme happens, we tend to dehumanize whomever is the perpetrator. So
right.
And in anime, it's normally it's like, the bad guy.
It's like a mass murderer.
Like the bad guy will.
We do need to get rid of him or something.
We'll get rid of them.
Get rid. Just take him out.
Like the only way for a bad guy to turn into a good guy, it's because he had a tragic story, but like he hasn't really done any of those unforgivable things.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like, he now becomes a good guy kind of thing, and
yes.
But he's considerably weaker now.
Considerably weaker. Why? Now that he's joined the good guy side. Oh my. Whoever the evil person is. That's a good point.
But for Miranjo, like
for her,
because you feel bad for her, because at the beginning,
you still
at the beginning
feel bad,
you're like, she's terrible. I hope she dies, and then it's like, I want to give you a hug now. It's like, you poor thing,
right? Because she was driven from. Well, I mean, she had her people, but her people were literally killed off and like hated for just being who they were, and she was basically tortured for that, but for her to be able to come back from this, amazing.
When I watched those final episodes of like Miranjo backstory and then moving on, it's like oh boy, it's like now I want a happy ending for her, because
you just wish for it.
It's like she literally sold her soul to the devil, like 2 times.
She did. She literally did.
So it's like, gosh, okay, it's like she has done bad stuff, but at the same time, it's not like she has come unscratched from those. It's like, so it's a good thing that that Daida carry her with one hand at the
end. Just casually with one hand. And I just thought it was funny that she was kind of like just curled up almost. And that was, yep. That was a very fun ending for the two of them.
It was kind of like unexpected.
Well,
and at the same time,
it was very unexpected.
you were
Yeah, it was.
You were kind of like, okay, where's the anime in this thing? Like, I need an anime gag. It's like, we're getting married.
Oh, there it is.
It's like, there it is. Okay,
Yeah, there it is.
Like, this anime has everything now.
Yeah, it does. It does. Wow, so funny. Where we think where it's going in the future. I think it might have another season. It might be a little bit ahead since the volumes are not too far ahead. But yeah, I think there could be another one.
Yeah, I would give it at least 2 to 3 more years for a second season.
Yeah. I would say probably 3.
Just because, I mean, even if it's like a weekly update, you know, like like manga episodes tend to be like 3 to 4 manga episodes in
chapters,
chapters in one anime episode.
One episode. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I would give it 2 more years, but
yeah,
it could definitely have a second season. They've already raised the bar too high, so a part of me thinks like if they want to leave it like that with an open ending where Bojji like starts his new journey.
They really could, yeah. It's a good ending. There are some open things that could happen, but yeah, it's satisfying.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, so they've already raised the bar too high.
Yeah, they did so well.
In my opinion, like if they want to leave it like that, and I like want to leave it as a gem.
Yeah.
Because it was an excellent anime.
Oh yeah, it is a gem.
It's like they might as well do that because
they could.
Because you know sometimes second seasons for some animes.
Yeah, they kind of lower.
I mean, especially for like the action animes, because you know slice of life, they're always
they're steady.
Yeah,
they're very steady. Yeah, Slice of life is good.
But especially since it had just like a great ending.
Right. Such a great.
It's like Bojji and Kage together on a journey to build their own kingdom. It's like that's the kind of ending an anime should have.
Yes. I agree.
But I mean. Maybe like 2-3 years from now, we will be speaking of Ranking of Kings Season 2. So
we could be. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll follow the manga for now and see how it goes in the future. But yeah, I expect good things from it.
Yep. Okay, so that was everything for today.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Keep watching anime, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. Till then.